back to day 10 of your 10-day mindfulness commitment, the very last day. So good job for making it this far, and you stuck through the whole thing. It's really nice. Glad to be doing this with you. Now, for the very last day, the theme of the day is now. And now is a bit of a funny theme, right? Because what does it really mean? Well, for me, now sort of talks into the idea of not trying to theorize mindfulness too much. Because I think we could have a tendency to try and think a lot about it and start sort of processing this whole exercise as a mental activity that we can figure out, right? But there's really nothing to figure out. It's super simple. So it's more about an experience, meaning that don't think you've sort of completed the thing and it's done and now you don't have to do it again. And also don't think at the other sort of end of that scale, think that, I've made this 10 days. Now I'm 10 days better than I started. And in 20 days, I'll be 20 days better than I started, right? Now, mindfulness always happens right here and right now. So there's no advancements and there's nothing past, right? It's just right now. Meaning that a good exercise to keep throughout your day is that whenever you realize that you've lost, and you're probably going to notice by doing this every day, that you will notice in random spots on the train, on the bus, in your car, when you're about to fall to sleep, you'll notice, my mind was drifting, right? In that moment, don't think, tomorrow I should do some mindfulness. Just think, right now, in this moment, I should do mindfulness. So it's always about right now. And it's a really important sort of lesson to keep when practicing mindfulness, that don't try and figure it out. Don't try and make a plan about how mindful you're going to be tomorrow. Mindfulness is always right now. And in a moment, it'll be right now again, right? So with this in mind, I think we should do the very last practice of the 10 days. I'm really excited for this one. Whew. So at this point, you definitely know how it goes. But try and keep that curiosity anyhow. Just imagine that this was your first time sitting like this, or laying down, or whatever you might be doing. So eyes open. Taking in the scenery around you. Becoming aware of where you are right now. Seeing everything with fresh eyes, as if it was your first time being here. And taking some deep breaths, just as if it was the first time ever. Deep breaths. Remain curious. One more. The very last here. And allowing the eyes to open. Close, sorry. And become aware of the physical sensation of touch. And maybe you've sat here before, but just remain curious. How does it feel right now? Not yesterday or the day before, but now. And what about now? Noticing any sounds. Maybe something you've never heard before, if anything. Any smell, any taste. Just anything that can sort of get you to tuning in to being here in this moment, right now. We're gonna check in with the body again. And there's a tendency for the mind to start drifting when it thinks it knows what it will find. So try and keep that curiosity. How is the body not today, not in this hour, but just right now? Starting at the top of the head and moving down through the body in your own time. and checking in the same way with your mind, just noticing any apparent underlying mood, emotions, feelings. If there's nothing there, totally fine. Try today not to label it. So don't use a word to describe it. Just try and feel it. And that way maybe it's just a little different than what you would usually use that same word for. And coming back to the body now, just noticing the movement of the chest, being really curious about breathing. How does it feel to breathe? Just following the air going in through your nose, down through your throat, to your lungs, your stomach, and all the way out again. And applying everything we've learned here. So, relaxing the forehead, effortless, effort, and just staying right here, right now. If you want, you can count the breath. If you prefer not to, totally up to you. In any case, just being right here. Now. If you find yourself somewhere else, just noticing the distraction and coming back to being right now, right here. And just for a little longer here, the very last seconds of your 10-day mindfulness commitment, just staying right here, right now, effortlessly. All right, amazing job. So for a moment now, just letting completely go of whatever you're doing. Just allow the mind to do whatever it wants to do. So having nothing to do, complete freedom. coming back to the body, back to the sensation of touch. Any sounds, any smell, and any taste. Coming back to being here right now. And in your own time, when you feel ready, you can just gently open your eyes and be here in this room. Wow. Congratulations. 10 days, eh? I'll give you a little virtual high five. Good job for completing that. Really, really nice. You took some time for yourself, 10 days to be exact. It's quite the commitment, and it's quite the task, so good job for doing so. Now I want to say a few last words about now and the theme of now. So one way we can help ourselves to be really now and not be theoretically now, which often sort of refers to the current day or the current month, right? But right now, right here, is that we can address the situation. So instead of saying, I want to be here now, then we can say, I want to be here right now as I'm sitting in this chair. So by addressing the situation that we're in, we can sort of help the mind realize what now really refers to. Because it's just a word after all, right? So I want to be present right now as I'm watching this video and sitting. So that's a little bonus tip. But hey, 10 days done. Super good job. And I hope it made sense for you. I hope you had an experience of what it feels like to allow the mind to have some space and to sort of simplify the task which the mind is engaged in. Now, while there's more to sort of embark on, more we could talk about when it comes to the mind and mindfulness, this is really the majority of it you've just had in. It isn't just the basics or just the fundamentals. It's actually the majority of what there is to learn, because it's a simple practice, but it still can be difficult, even though it's easy. It's a bit of a paradox, and I hope you understand why now. But I want to say that if this was really nice for you, well, please go ahead and recommend it to someone you know. Maybe they will enjoy it too. If they've had a hard time getting into mindfulness, but they're kind of curious too, then maybe this is something for them. And also for you, if you realize that, hey, I actually kind of want to do this again, well, then you know where to find it, right? It's always available, and you can do the 10 days again starting tomorrow if you want to. But it's up to you. For now, I want to say thank you so much for joining me in this journey, and good luck with your mindfulness.